Jim Kirkrudo here with Outdoor Stewards of Conservation. We're at the noisy Buckmasters Expo right here.
We got ducks in the background.
Yeah, Duckmasters, Buckmasters, whatever it is. We got a lot going on here.
When you step outside to go to a secluded tree stand or to take your family on a nature hike, do you ever wonder where the funding comes from to preserve and support our country's woodlands and wildlife? It's an important question and one many sportsmen can't answer. Even fewer bird watchers and non-hunters know.
I've been hunting the last 20 years. Carter, will be his second year actually hunting. Conservation, in my opinion, is funded via the bait tags, also for the any fines that the game warden push out.
The way I think conservation hunt is funded is by the way Alabama does, and I don't know if across this, I don't hunt outside Alabama much, but I know we do offer our hunting license and non-profit organizations. I know they help out a lot.
As far as buying the licensing and the money that comes from that, I believe goes towards conservation.
I think the money that comes towards conservation is from people participating in outdoor events and people doing things with the state of Alabama Conservation Department.
And I've been hunting upwards of 14, 15 years, and to be quite honest with you, I'm really not sure how conservation is funded, but I would honestly like to know.
While hunters have a general idea that license dollars help conservation, a big part of wildlife funding comes from hunters and hunting gear manufacturers in the form of a special tax on firearms, ammunition, and archery equipment.
Hi, I'm Gary with Easton, standing outside the Easton Arrow Factory, and I want you to know that the arrows we make, factory right here behind me, we pay Pittman-Robertson excise tax. All that money goes towards conservation. That means more deer, more turkeys, so get into your dealer today and support conservation.
America's 60 million plus active hunters, anglers, and target shooters, in conjunction with industry manufacturers, have contributed more than $50 billion in excise taxes to support wildlife conservation.
The mission of the Wildlife and Freshwater Fisheries Division in Alabama is to preserve, protect, and enhance wildlife and aquatic resources for the citizens of Alabama now and for the future. Well, how is that conservation paid for? That's one of the biggest misconceptions out there, is where do we get our money to do all of the good things that we do? And unfortunately, most people think it's from their general tax dollars. And that could be further from the truth. No, I repeat, zero general fund tax dollars from the state of Alabama comes to wildlife and freshwater fisheries to pay for goods and services. How we are funded is by hunters and fishermen.
But basically, what you saw earlier was a bunch of interviews here. Jackie grabbed some folks off the show floor, and we asked them how they thought conservation is funded. The big thing is,
most everybody, Jim, they knew about the hunting license.
Right.
Most of them got that part. But I can tell you what, there's a lot more besides hunting license, correct?
oh yeah, and that's the problem, right? We haven't told the whole story about how conservation is funded in America. So everybody walking around the show floor here today, America's 60 million active hunters, anglers, trappers, and shooters, they're the primary funders of conservation in America, and we really haven't told them the whole story. So on top of those hunting licenses, those fishing licenses, anytime they're buying a product, we saw SIG was here, we got some other manufacturers, whenever they're buying ammunition or a firearm or a fishing pole, rod, reel, bow, arrow, a portion of that goes to fund conservation as well. And all that money combined goes to the DNRs, like Alabama DNR, they do good work with it.
Absolutely.
This behind-the-scenes partnership between sportsmen and gear manufacturers is the foundation for the North American model of wildlife conservation. And it's the envy of the world. And now you know who to thank. You.
We're collecting $3.6 billion every year from America's hats, hunters, anglers, trappers, and shooters. And without that money, the state DNRs can't do all the good work they do. They can't manage wildlife populations. We're in the good old days. There's a lot of wildlife walking around right now, and that's thanks to you, America's hunters, anglers, trappers, and shooters. So spread the word, keep doing what you're doing, and enjoy the outdoors, and bring somebody with you.
You're the best.